When we grew up with my aunt. So that is most of my humanity comes from. My aunt taught me a lot of things regarding humanity. When I grew up, I had the biggest challenge because my father couldn't pay the school fees. So there were a lot of challenges. As a result, I didn't finish my school. With my children, adopted children and my own children, I make sure what happened to me doesn't happen to them. So I make sure they go to school, I make sure they eat, I make sure I love them. That's the main thing, to love them. I think I was a carer since I grew up because I used to look after my siblings so very well. Then I met a friend, she had a child that was sick, so that is where my curiosity came in. I wanted to know more about the illness that he was in, just to want to see how did they help him, what happened, what was going on. 2009, I started to work for Red Cross as a volunteer there, a carer, looking after the HIV virus, living people, and that is when I met Wendy. And I work with her as an interpreter. When I do counseling with a client, she would tell me which questions to ask in my Xhosa, and then she would ask them before we go to the assessment. She will brief me, what kind of a person are we going to look at? And she admired that, because that is when sometimes she wouldn't think of that question. As carers, that is where we get in, because most of the time the clients or maybe people that are living with the virus or illnesses, they always deny the reality. And then when as a carer, that is where you get in and dig deeper until you find the reality of it. They're trying to be perfect. Everybody does that. They're just trying to run away from reality. That is where we come in as carers. We look there. We make sure that the reality comes before it's too late. I was appointed, I was given a chance to go to NMMU to study for a year. But because I didn't have matric, so I couldn't do it. So I told myself, by that time my son was still in school, I told myself that I'm going back to school to be able to go to university, because my dream is to become a social worker. My main dream is to have a home, place of safety. You may call it whatever you want to call it, but I just want to have a place. Being a social worker is gonna help me to become a mother of that place that I'm dreaming of. Most of the time what I do, I don't do it for money. I just do it so that I see a change, so that I see that this person was from this point, and seeing that person getting better and go back to work. It's my millions.